An introduction of the
So, Aryan,
Yes,
talk with Mrityunjay ji. Yeah.
yes,
Yes, Mrityunjay, today our topic is must is what?
Aditya L1.
Aditya Levan is launched successfully. Yes, yes, please. So please talk which type of sensor is included in our L1 first advantage. Yes, please, Mrityunjay and Aryan.
Yes. Should I speak? Um, is ISRO. Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, you are audible, Aryan.
The
Please continue.
Aditya L1. ISRO launches India's first solar mission. Aditya L1. ISRO successfully places Aditya L1 in orbit an hour after challenging launch technology. Uh, the uh, the Space Research ISRO today successfully launched the Aditya L1 solar mission at 11:50 from Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh. Uh, um, uh, when will Aditya L1 reach its destination? Um, it would reach its destination on January 12, 2024. Uh, it could be delayed for some times, I think. The distance from the sun
Aryan,
is.
first of all, you can think, don't say the delay.
Yes,
Actually, our scientist is doing always best.
yes.
Good evening, sir. Sir, please unmute, sir. Malik, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening to everyone. Yes,
Good
how
evening.
are you, all of
Yes,
you?
yes, fine, sir. Everything is
We're
fine.
fine.
Good evening, sir. I'm very fine, sir.
So, all of you are watching. Did you watch the solar
Yes,
Yes, yes,
mission?
sir.
uh,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Aditya.
What did you see in that?
Sir, it successfully launched.
And then,
Then it arrived. Then it is now in the orbit of the Earth.
right, right. And
And then,
then what is
uh,
going to happen?
sir, it will reach its destination in January 12, 2024.
Right. And then what it is going to do?
Sir, it is going to study the outer layers of the sun about corona. NASA Parker probe has also done it on, I think, December 2021. I think so.
2021 or 20? This is the third mission by human beings. So earlier two missions were by NASA, and this is the third mission. So,
Yes.
what do you think? Why are people going over there?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Why are people going over there? What is the reason behind it?
Sir, to
We,
study about the sun and how we can use uh, the sir to study the origins of CMEs.
What is CME?
Sir, CME is a coronal mass ejection. In which the sun
सिग्नल नहीं.
vomits a lot of radiation in mass.
Hello. Yes. Sorry, there was a
Yes,
poor
sir.
signal here. Yeah. What did you say? CME. What is CME?
Uh, so CME is a coronal mass ejection. Uh, it happens when the sun vomits a lot of radiation and mass.
Yeah. And then what happens?
Sir, sir, it reaches every planet on in the solar system, and sometime, sir, I forgotten the uh, origins. CME. Wait. Um, yes, sir.
Yeah. Carry on. What were you saying?
Yes, it could, if a CME happens now, then there will be a electrical blackout.
Yeah, that
Uh,
is true. Sometime back we had it actually, no? On Earth it
yes,
was there.
I think in Florida,
Yes. It can
Florida,
happen all.
Australia.
Yeah, it can happen anywhere actually. Yes. So,
So
so
yeah,
basic. No, the general thing is that why India is sending already when NASA has already sent it. So, what is the fun of India sending another one? First question is that what happens is that, see, the sun affects the weather on the earth every year, every day. Now, what happens is that the countries which have their missions for studying the sun, they get the data, but no country shares all the data with other countries. So India is a big country, and India also needs to have that data so that it can regulate many things. It will get a pre-information.
yes,
In fact, the sun is so important. You might have read in the here and there, something in 15th century. For 40, 50 years, there was a mini ice age in Europe just because of the solar activity. And that caused,
uh,
the Europeans, they started thinking that we should migrate to other continents. Many people, it's a theory and very well understood, well accepted theory. It is then the Europeans, they started thinking that why not we migrate to other countries where like say USA or say even India and all that, because there was a mini ice age like situations in Europe, so there was no agriculture and things like that. People faced a lot of problems. Even people
okay,
say that in the 18th century, the British people started thinking of going to Asian countries and all that because of the impact on their weather and all that.
yes,
So, so sun does affect us, and since India is a big country, we need to have all the informations about the sun, how it impacts the earth, and say like the impact on the weather, impact on the agriculture, impact on say electrical communication and all that. Mostly it is because most of the big developed countries, they just share some data with other countries, but not all the data. That is practice, obviously. Suppose I get a very nice experiment I do, obviously I will not share immediately with everyone else. So that's the human nature. So that is what the countries also do. So that's the reason why India has sent one, because we need one. So that is the main goal of it. And most of the payloads, there are 7 payloads. 4 of them are going to
And
basically, they are trying to collect the different frequencies, like say the light rays, ultraviolet rays, X-rays, soft X-rays, hard X-rays, and things like that. They are the detectors. So from that, and then there is one, I think, one payload which also collects ions, because what Aryan was just now telling, that CME, that ejection takes place, there are ions in that. And then there are some interesting phenomena which takes place, that some of the very energetic ions also reach there, electrons also. So we want to know what is the cause of that, because that also has an impact on the upper atmosphere. Oh,
sir,
I see we have yes. Please go ahead.
sir, what metal it is made up of?
What sun is made of?
What metal? No, sir. The Aditya L1 mission lander.
Oh, that I do not know. That you have to read. But I do not cannot answer that question, and I don't know that even the. Yeah, I cannot answer this question. You'll have to go to there. If some site it has.
Yes,
Mm, So,
sir.
but usually when it goes through the atmosphere, so it is a heat shield which is used, and then of course people concentrate on the what are the fuels used and things like that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes. So the
Uh,
goal of this mission is to collect information which will have impact on the weather. It is the corona part which affects us. And there is also very interesting phenomena in the sun, that inside temperature is something like 15, 20 million degrees centigrade, and outside temperature is 6,000 degree.
sir,
Yes.
sir.
One
I
interesting I'll tell you. Have you seen a bar light? In bar light, no, they write 6,000 degree K. If you
oh
see a bar light, there is Philips, you have a Philips light and all these, no, you will see 6,000 degree K. That means the light which will come out of that bar light is something like what the sun gives.
yes,
We have a new entrant here. Pankaj, can you introduce?
Yes, it's the first time Pratibha. Pratibha, can you say something about yourself?
She's on mute.
Pratibha, yes, please unmute. Please say something. Which class do you read? Pratibha, hello.
sir. Kamya has also done.
Yes, Kamya and Mrityunjay, I know.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
please say something about yourself.
My name is Pratibha Pandey. I read in class 10th.
And where do you stay, and
Sir, I
where
live
do you
in
stay?
Siddharth Nagar.
Where is Siddharth Nagar, by the way?
So, listen,
UP.
Pratibha is a student of, one our permanent Surinder sir, so Surinder Misra.
Ha
Yes,
He
sir.
ha.
also joined in our morning session every day. Surinder Misra student,
Oh, good. So, Pratibha, you
Uttar
want
Pradesh.
to, are you in a science stream or in what stream you are? Hello?
Uh-huh. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Pratibha, you are studying in class 10 in science?
Yes, sir.
And what do you want to become in future?
Sir, doctor.
Oh, good. Yeah. So, so does the solar mission interest you?
Yes, sir.
Why? Today was Saturday, so you could have seen the solar mission thing. Did you see it?
No, sir, I have not seen.
Oh, you missed it.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so what is your favorite subject?
Sir, science.
What is that? Science.
Science.
In science, which one? Chemistry, physics, biology? Hello. Okay. Okay. So now we know that Pratibha is interested in science. He wants to become doctor. Good. So Aryan, what was your question? Sorry, coming back to you.
Yes, sir, is the corona of the sun hotter than the surface of it?
No, see, the corona part is that the temperature is around 6,000 degree. So, are you talking about the very peripheral ones? There the temperature is a bit less. But what impacts us is the corona part of it.
Yes.
So,
Sir, the outermost.
yeah, the storms which come
You're
over
saying the
this
corona and the core?
corona. Do you mean
So I
core?
think
Are you?
the sir, it is. I think it is much hotter than the surface of it.
Achha, you are
What, the
talking about the
core?
core of the sun, is it?
No, sir, corona, the outermost.
Yeah. So, that is the reason where it is about 6,000 degrees centigrade, and there is a big variation from center to the outside periphery. And there is very one interesting thing, Aryan, which I'll repeat it once again, that the light which comes to us,
Yes, photosphere.
the light which is coming to us, which is the visible region, that photon was generated in the center of the sun 1 lakh years back.
Yes,
Means the photon which was generated 1 lakh years back, after repeated collisions inside, reduces its energy frequency and
yes,
becomes and then comes to the outer layer and then escapes and comes to
yes,
us. So the light which is coming to you tomorrow morning when you get up, you just imagine that the photons which are coming, reaching your eye on your body, was generated 1 lakh years back when none of us were present. How interesting it is. And how do we know that? You should always ask this question. How do I say it is like this? You must ask this, no? How do I know it?
yes,
Nobody has gone to the center of the sun. How do you know that the temperature, the photon was inside, is having much higher frequency, much higher energetic photon?
yes, sir. If I imagine, it would be like there, there is a bunch of things that are
Mhm.
fluffy, and there is one thing passing through it, and the environment of it is very hot and very and has very less space
Very
to
less?
take space
Yeah, it is very dense. It is very
yes
dense.
sir.
Well, now we know that, see, the reaction which takes place inside in the center is related to the hydrogen, and water involves is a little bit of helium. Helium is there in the outer surface also. That's why, yeah, okay, let us forget about this point. So in the center, we have hydrogen, helium, we have other isotopes of hydrogen. They there is a fusion reaction. Fusion reactions means two nucleons, say to proton and neutron, or proton and tritium, or proton alpha particle. They combine together in whatever way, and they fuse and release energy. But that release of energy causes gamma rays to be emitted. But what we get on Earth is a photon. You see, ultra light rays. So those gamma rays, after repeated collisions through in this dense atmosphere which is there in the center of sun, it takes almost 1 lakh years to come out. Isn't it very interesting?
Yes. Yes. Sir, but
Yes.
how the corona of the sun is hotter than the surface of it?
Now this part is something which they want to study, why it is, what is the mechanism and why. So I
Sir,
also
I
can't
believe
answer
that.
that.
Sir,
Do you
I
know the
believe that.
answer?
Sir,
Do you know the answer?
sir, I believe that because of small solar flares, it could happen.
Yeah, so this temperature variation they are going to study actually. One is, and of course, solar flares are as big as Earth almost.
Yes, sir.
The size of the solar, they are so big. So,
Yes,
and
sir.
that has some speed, So we get about, if we know that there is a solar flare which is directed towards Earth, then we can, take precautions on the Earth.
Yes.
So this satellite will tell us.
So, sir, I
Uh,
think 2023 is best for ISRO and India because after Chandrayaan 3 successful landed,
no, in
and now,
24 will be still better actually.
okay,
Yes, sir.
okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Arrive
2020.
What the plan of 24, sir?
2024.
Yeah, exactly. I don't remember just now, but there are plans to put. I think 2 space missions will be there. In
Yes,
fact,
sir.
one of the space mission will be that there will be a robotic man and woman, male and female will be there in one of the robotic missions, and they will do practicing, how to land on Earth and things like that. Then there is a mission to the Venus also is planned by the end of next year, I think. Venus plan is very ambitious plan in the sense that India wants to make a space station in Venus. Is planning to. I mean, it's not. No country has made it, so we are just planning. It's a very ambitious plan, but everything will depend on the funding actually. And there are many projects which will be taken up with NASA next year. One will be, I think, probably that they are going to map the Earth every 10 days or something like that. They are going to map the Earth and study the changes which happens on the Earth. This is with NASA. They are doing it. They have received a lot of funding from NASA for this. So it's a very useful thing. It will study the groundwater and all those kind of things. Groundwater is a serious problem, even in Bihar. I know when I go to Madhubani in summer, no, my that hand pump doesn't work at all. Do you all face this
Yes,
problem?
yes, for the month of June and
Sir,
July, it's a big problem.
Yes, yes.
sir, can you tell more about that Gaganyaan mission?
More about?
Gaganyaan.
Gaganyaan.
Okay, Gaganyaan is a space mission with human beings in it. So um, much is not revealed. I won't be able to tell that what is they are planning. But Gaganyaan is related to the manned missions which India is planning. So that will be Gaganyaan. More you will learn very soon. They will. Yeah, I'll also tell you after I have gone through those things. But it is our
So I
manned
think it's a
missions.
big mission. Like when I also searched, like there was no more information, so I asked you.
Yeah. No, but the ISRO will come out with many things. It is now being developed, so they haven't disclosed all the things.
Yeah.
But these are manned missions, so how human beings will stay in that satellite and all those kinds of things. There is a space station also being planned by India, which they, right now USA
Yes,
has
sir. I
it,
heard about
USSR
that.
has it, China has it. So India is also planning a space station. So
So like they're
many
gonna
many.
combine that with International Space Station.
I don't think it is a separate space station.
Yeah, I think it's separate, right? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's a separate space station.
Okay, sir.
One of you could be going to the space if you work hard in your school. So Aryan, what other question you have, or I? If you don't ask question, I start asking questions.
Um, Sir, this Aditya L1, why it is
Hmm.
cheaper than uh, Chandrayaan 3, or is it
Yeah, why it is cheaper? First of all, it is using PSLV rocket, which is a less. It gives less thrust compared to the
And there is only the
GSLV rocket.
orbiter, right, sir?
Yeah, orbit.
It's
Uh,
only an orbiter. It's not a lander, so less weight also.
yeah. So and the payload for this one is much more. Chandrayaan was much more compared to this. So it depends on the sophistication of the experiments payloads, which really matters quite a lot. So when they calculate the expense, they calculate the expense of all the payloads, then the whole construction and this and that. If you are asking the question why in India it becomes cheaper and why it is outside, no, that's difference is there. That's because yeah, it is costlier to produce in USA than in India, isn't it?
Like we are using a cheap I mean, less costly technology, but still it's the same.
No, we are not using cheap technology, but whatever we can do in India will be say roughly like much cheaper compared to the same thing being done in USA. So that's the reason why USA keeps on making things outside, isn't it? They make iPhone in India and then they use it. It's cheaper to make here.
Yes, sir. Like labor and
Yeah, labor is cheaper, everything is cheap. Scientists, they don't get that much salary as you get in USA, so that is also much cheaper, you see.
yes, sir. Sir, but like China also labor is less, but still it uses more budget for space. I heard that.
Yeah, their budget is quite high actually because they want to do many things.
Yes,
They simply want to become a real superpower, they want to become.
yes, sir.
But now they'll face problems because USA is trying to stop, say ultimately all of them, which Amarnath ji was talking to you about chips and all that, they all need chips, very advanced chips, which China is finding it difficult to get. So let us see what happens. Haven't you heard in the newspaper that for artificial intelligence you need NVIDIA chips? Now USA has told that they won't give to China and they won't give to Saudi Arabia also. Yeah, am I correct, Amarnath ji? Amarnath ji, hello.
Amarnath joins.
Oh, Amarnath ji has to go to a picnic. Is he there?
Yes, yes, sir. Amarnath sir is here, sir. Good evening, sir. So I listen here Mrityunjay and Ajay. So you have any question or Pratibha? You have any question regarding?
No, Amarnath ji, it seems USA has stopped selling NVIDIA chips to China and Saudi Arabia. What is the reason behind it? Okay, I think Amarnath ji today he has to go for a picnic. But I see his face is there.
Yeah, I
Yes.
can still answer that question. Okay, so what was the question? Sorry, I didn't hear the full question.
No, this USA has stopped giving NVIDIA chips to China and Saudi Arabia. So will that hamper China's growth in artificial intelligence and
Of
also in the
course.
space missions?
Yeah, of course. That's the whole purpose of that. But basically, right now, the way it is that whatever chips in NVIDIA makes, it's already sold. They cannot make enough. Basically, that is being made by TSMC in Taiwan. And that's why it's very important that the United States doesn't allow China to take over Taiwan because that chip is very important. And yes, so basically, what has happened is that in the past, China just doesn't only get the chips. China does the reverse engineering. Everything you sell to them, the first article you send it to them, that goes to their engineering team, and they do the reverse engineering, and then after that they try to make it on their own, whether it is aerospace or any branch of engineering you think of. They are the biggest stealer of intellectual property from the world, and so that is what they have been doing. And right now, they are trying to develop the chips, but they are not able to do the advanced chip development yet. There are a lot of industries have come up in last 20, 30 years in China who are working on different kind of chips, but still they are not as par with United States, so they are way behind, and they needed NVIDIA chips. And So United States has put a stop to it so that they cannot use it. But it doesn't mean that technology is there now. It is just a matter of time. They will be able to develop themselves, but it will take them few years. So basically, we are stalling it for few years.
Sorry. Yes. Yeah. So will they sell to India?
Oh no, India is not a problem. It's only the China is the problem, or any China and Russia. These are the two. I mean, basically, China, Russia bloc countries. So we are not part of that. So we don't have any issue with that one.
So you mean to say that in India we can go ahead with artificial intelligence?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and it's like the NVIDIA chips is on the top. It doesn't mean that that power which you need, the computational power, you cannot get without it. It is just like, for example, you know, you may use, let's call it just for simplification, you may be able to get the speed and power, computational power, say, let's call it by one chip of NVIDIA. You can get the same thing by 20 chips of AMD, okay, maybe 50 chips of Intel, the top of the line there one. So the advantage is only in the in the size, and there will be a little bit processing delay time, so they will lose that one. But hey, if they want, even if they are a little bit computational time is higher, still they can make it by using other chips. So that's what China is doing. It's not going to be that they cannot do it because other chips are available, and you need all types of chips. So Intel chip is available, AMD is available to them. They may not be able to do the top of the line, but anyway, they are not there yet. I mean, uh, they are not as par with the USA, so they will continue their effort, but it's not going to stop them that they don't have NVIDIA chips. So it doesn't mean that their game is over. They can still use some other chips and continue their own path.
Okay. So there is going to be a good competition in space in coming years. Even Japan is now
Yes, sir.
trying
Like
to go to
all the
space
countries
in a
are going to moon.
not yeah, all means okay. Now Japan is going to
Most of
enter.
them.
Saudi Arabia has interest in doing it, but they don't have scientific manpower. So ultimately, what people in India think that Saudi Arabia will, pay huge money to the scientists and take away few scientists from here. There is a fear. It came in the newspaper. They are also ambitious. So we have now USA, Russia, China, India, Japan, and few other countries. So we'll have lot of
So
satellites moving around the Earth. I don't know how they will, if they collide or what happens. I don't know. Yes, please go ahead.
So like I have like heard like many countries like China, Russia, USA, like many more, and India also, like they're having a race to go to moon and find out something. Like, why are they really in a hurry? Is there any reason?
No, no, they are. You see, most of these satellites which you see are driven by the desire to go into outer space to understand Earth and to understand planets, because we have a lot of theories about many things, but we need proof of that. So most of the I like see if the satellites are there. See, right now even a developed country like Singapore uses satellites of other countries or uses Indian rockets to send its satellites. So satellites are required for telecommunications. By the way, you'll be surprised that some of the channels in India, they use American satellites. So India needs to send more telecommunication satellites in the space. So race is quite inevitable. But question is that what is happening is that some of the costly ones, people can pull together, like going to Venus and going to Mars and all that. There is no necessity that 10 countries go there, I think. Of course, people, they say that on moon, countries want to go there because they want to occupy the places. It's just a gossip column in the newspapers. I'm not justifying it. No, it's not a proven thing. But people say that
So I think
Joe
like they
Pilot,
want to extract resources from moon and
yeah. So that is the possibility. That is the possibility. How it will happen, people have to unsolve those problems. Younger people like you, when you now grow, take up science, then you will solve those problems. few kgs, hundreds of kgs को इतना difficulty होता है इसे. Now, when you want to bring the magnesium,
Yes, sir.
titanium, and things like that, how in tons, then how will you do it? So, like Elon Musk is doing, so that's fine actually. I mean, but another issue is of course there that if the climate change takes place on Earth, then say if the human race gets wiped out, so the only solution is you have to leave this Earth and go stay somewhere else to keep the humanity still there in the universe. In fact, Stephen Hawking, before his death, he said the only way man can survive is going to other planets. Have you all heard of Stephen Hawking?
So can you repeat?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Can you?
yeah,
So
yeah. I'm asking our younger generation, Kamya and Pratibha. Ocha, I don't see Aryan has left. Have you heard of
so
Stephen
what?
Hawking?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In what connection?
Sir, he has made the black hole theory that
Okay.
and he has written to like many books, like for example, Theory of Everything and Brief History of Time. Like I started reading those.
Oh, yeah. And could you understand that book, The Theory of Everything?
So it was taking time for me to understand, but yeah, it was fine.
Okay. That's very
So I
nice
just
of you. Yeah.
started, I just started reading. Like now I'm in 10th, so I have no time. But I just started reading. I felt it was interesting and confusing also.
Oh,
Yes, the same happened
oh.
with me. I started in class 9 and completed in class 11.
Okay.
Uh,
No,
but
I
Last,
when
think
I
he,
I'll surely read it again.
but
yeah,
it's
it is. Yeah, maybe you may not understand everything of it, but try to understand as much as you can. So, but in
sir, but
science,
it's
always, something you don't understand. Myself, even if you ask me, something which I don't understand, I take up a school book and start reading it. Then I go to a same subject, I go to the college book, then I read it. So you start from fresh, anything that you don't understand. There is no harm in it, you see.
Yes,
There
sir,
are many
that's true.
subjects. Yeah, always so that you can understand it better. And if you don't understand, if you just know the terms, that doesn't help you, you see. So you should develop critical thinking about everything. You must understand them, ask questions repeatedly that why so, why not otherwise. Even Aryan, which he was talking, there are many theories about the corona temperature distribution.
Yes,
Now, there are
sir.
many theories, but which is correct, nobody knows. So now there are three space missions located in L1. L1 is the Lagrange point. So,
Between Sun and Earth.
yes, they will study and we'll get to know what it is. But most important fact is that we want to understand sun affects our weather very much. We need to understand it. Mini ices keeps on happening, mini even hot. This year it seems was hottest, among the hottest year in the whole history of mankind.
Sir, even I felt like that. It is really hot also.
Yeah, yeah, it is in fact. So It keeps on
Like the whole
varying.
world got affected. I felt it like I was seeing the reports and weather reports.
Itself. So we need to understand because we want to survive. So
So, sir, I think Aditya and Chandrayaan 3 is Chandrayaan 3 went to moon, but our focus also is how to save our Earth. Yes, sir. Means
yes, it is true. We have to save our earth. We have to save ourselves, human beings.
yes, yes, sir.
So nowadays they're not thinking about that, right? They're just racing all the time.
Now, excuse me, Jesse. You said that nowadays we are not thinking about that, is it?
Yes, mostly like I feel it like that way. Geopolitics is damaging everything.
No, geopolitics. When the politics, scientists don't do politics. It is the political people who try to derive, you know, credits
But
for
like
that,
the
and
world
then
is filled with politics. The world is filled with politics, so it's really hard for the scientists to.
no political people. They do politics only. So that is left to them, and they'll keep on doing like that. But the science people don't do politics. So So all these missions, people in science, they have a mission, something to understand, something to do, something to help. And politicians, they take advantage of this. Like say in the 50s, I remember in 50s and 60s, there was such a big race between Russia and USA. Initially, Russia was winning the race, so Americans were very sad. It's only John F. Kennedy. They said, no, somehow we have got to put a man on the moon, actually. And they were not so much prepared for it. But then the whole team worked so hard and they managed and they won the race. But initially, Russia was winning it. So that was a political decision. Those are all political decisions. The Russia wanted to prove that they are greater country. Then America wanted to prove that they are bigger country. They are the superpower. Things like that. But science people have only few missions in mind: how to understand Sun, Mars, Venus, Moon, weather, the Earth itself. So you have to choose in your life whether you want to be a politician or you want to be a scientist.
Yes. So like I feel like we need to stop like exploring a lot, and then we need to focus on saving our own planet.
Yeah, yeah, that's a nice idea you have. But we need to explore also. You see, we have an interest. Ultimately, we want to know this how the solar system was actually formed and things like that.
So
We
once you
need to.
control, once you control once you control Earth, like you have the chance to explore, right? Like first we need to focus on like saving our own planet. Then after the issue is gone, like you can explore more.
That's an idea, but I no, obviously 80% of all the things which are happening is happening about the Earth only. All these rockets and all that. But it is the 20% only which is going for other planets. So, so Mrityunjay, do you have any something to suggest? You are also very well informed about solar mission.
Sir, I would suggest that like ISRO build something close to Parker Solar Probe to study the corona of the sun, so that we get more insights about the hotter layer, that corona, the hotter corona theory, and we may
Hmm.
predict the behavior, the weird behavior of corona. Because as you know, the Sasi Institute in Aiza, Kolkata, so they
Hmm.
predicted solar storms much better than NASA. We can do much better than NASA if we make something more better like Parker Solar Probe.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with you that we all need to study the sun, and so that we can predict things which will happen. So, and
Sir,
any
another question I would like to ask. So, since Aditya alone is so far away,
hmm.
so like, suppose, like, isn't it going to be damaged by the solar winds because it doesn't have a magnetic protection from the Earth?
Well, I do no. Actually, you see, but now let us see. Now, where the solar this thing the Aditya V is going to stay there, the normal magnetic field is of the order of nano Gauss due to sun, whatever it is, the field magnetic field is. It's only during solar flares that the magnetic field will increase there. But I don't know whether there is a protection available. No, I don't think so.
Yes, sir. Suppose like even Parker Solar Probe is like probing so near to the sun. The sun is always releasing solar particles, so they also have magnetic field. So aren't they disrupting the control systems in the satellite, or are they protected by some way?
Yeah, am well. I won't be able to give you the details, but what they say is that, so they have whatever they have made uh, can withstand whatever radiation right now it is there. But nobody can say that right now. Suppose it functions for, like say the American mission has been working since I think probably the first mission was in 1995 or something around that in 90s. The second one was recently sent. They are still working, you see.
I think they used a material called tungsten, I guess. Like, I don't really remember. I think they used that material for most of the path, like for the probe, Parker
Mm.
specifically.
Yeah, you might be correct. It's the only
Sir, I
thing
read
I
it.
know. I only thing I know that since I was in a part of accelerator, so ISRO used to bring materials because in our accelerator we produce a lot of radiations, gamma rays, X rays, and all kinds of alpha rays, beta rays, things like that. So they used to do experiments how the different materials and electronics and all that they used to do the experiments. So
Yeah,
they
I
have a
just want.
tested device, but nobody knows how big the solar storm will be. So sometimes it can be so big that it can damage. I can't say
I think
anything about it.
that's why the reason our area is L1 something. It's L1 area is something is no gravity of Earth. Yes, sir.
Huh, that L1 is related to the gravity. That the gravity of Earth and Sun, they are almost become equal
Zero.
and opposite there. So
Yes.
anything you stand there will start moving around that. So no, I think probably Mrityunjay was talking about the damage to the satellite. Yeah, I'm sure they must have done the experiments, how radiation resistant it is. Yeah, Amarnathji, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just want to say a few words before I leave. So
First
I'm
of all,
going
I
to
wish you a
attend.
very happy picnic.
Yes, just for all of your information, today we are having a Mithila picnic of people who are in New Jersey area. So we are expecting 50 people from Mithila families, kids to get together in a park. And I'll
So
post
are
picture.
you going to have Mithila food also there?
Oh yes, yes. There will be like bhata, dori, and march, and all those kind of stuff. So all of that will be there. So I'll post the pictures for all of you to see later on. So I'll take a leave
Mhm.
now, and we'll chat.
Wish you all the
Oh
best.
yeah, another thing, Pankaj, please mention about Sunday evening Gana Bajana time. Okay,
Yes, yes,
so
yes, yes, yes.
anybody who is interested in Ghana Bajana, now Sunday evening at 9 o'clock, we are going to do the all kind of songs, Western, Eastern, Hindi, English, whatever you like to sing or listen. So come tomorrow. We'll have a good session. So you are ready for it, Pankaj? You are ready for it? Have you invited
Yes,
everybody? All all
yes,
the
yes,
people who like to sing, like
yes, yes.
Srinath ji and Thakur ji and all those people. Somesh ji, please send invitation and link and timing, everything to them.
Tomorrow morning, you will say.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
it that we are celebrating Aditya mission
Yes.
tomorrow?
Yeah. We are going to celebrate that. Okay. So have a good discussion, guys. We will chat some other time. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye, bye.
Bye. All the best. So now Kamya has asked Mrityunjay. Pratibha, do you want to ask any question?
No, sir.
No, you must be having some question about solar mission and Chandrayaan mission or anything. No, I think you are coming for the first time in this. You are supposed to come prepared to ask or answer questions. Something questions in our daily life, which we read in newspapers, in our house, things like that. So, you have any question in mind? Anything. Let it be a stupid question also. That is also okay. Or
Sir,
something you don't know. Yes.
sir, what is Corona of Sun?
Sorry, what is corona of sun?
Yes, sir.
No, what is happening is that the sun has different layers. So it is the peripheral part is called corona, which is a very ionized material is there. Not material in the sense that it is mostly plasma state material is there, in
Yes.
which ions and electrons are there. And it is people are discussing corona temperatures because Earth gets affected more by the activities which is happening in the corona and the upper atmosphere of the sun. So I would think that that's what it is. So we want to study that because big storms they take place on this corona upper layer of the sun. The storm, is as big as Earth. Can you imagine that? So they keep on taking place. And some of these materials, they get ejected and they go into space. And some of them, they reach on the earth also. And they damage many things. Slower particles, they get because of the magnetic field. You'll be surprised that because we have a magnetic field on earth, there is life on earth. Had there been no magnetic field, there was no possibility of life on earth. Why? Because from the sun, those materials which are coming, they are very damaging. But what happens is this magnetic field, diverts all these to the polar region actually. So we get protected. But sometimes if it is very massive, then they reach us also. And uh, like say on the moon also, there is huge solar flare reaching there. So they are going to study those also things also. This Chandrayaan has got one payload which is going to study that, and other countries are doing it too also. Yes, but
Yes.
if you get to any book, you read about corona, and then next time we'll discuss in details.
Yes, sir.
But you are interested in biology because you want to become a doctor, so isn't it?
Sir, I am interested in it also.
Yeah, you should be. That is what I was saying. That even though you want to become a doctor, but it's good for you to understand physics, chemistry, biology. Why? Even our body also, most of the things they take place because, like say, how the signal moves from brain to other places. It's a electrical discharge. So you need to understand physics. Now, more people who want to understand our body, they are doing. Physicists are more involved in it to understand our body because there is a lot of physics in our body.
Yes.
There is a lot of chemistry in our body. So it is not only biology that you study to become a doctor. You now, if you want to understand your body itself, you have to understand physics also.
Yes.
It is so very interesting. All are interconnected. Our whole body. In fact, recently I met a student who is doing PhD in University of Connecticut in biophysics. He studied here biology and then he went to USA and started studying biophysics. So, and he is interested in the working of the brain. Actually, he is doing some research in that. I recently met him just in Kolkata. So you
Sir,
must take interest. Yes, yes,
uh,
Mrityunjay.
sir, actually, sir, I have a presentation tomorrow.
Yes.
It's based on the same space theme. It will be like it's my first time, so
Yes.
I made the PPT. So, sir, may I share it here so that I can have your opinions and I can change it?
When do you have the presentation
Uh,
tomorrow?
Tomorrow, sir. Tomorrow, 4:30 p.m.
Or maybe you can send me. I'll have a look at it. If yeah, sure.
Sure,
You
sir.
can
Thank you.
you can post it in the that Pankaj ji channel which is there.
Yes, sir.
It's a PDF,
It's a PPT, sir.
PPT.
Yes, sir.
It will take more time, or can you save? How
Yes, sir.
many
I can
pages?
say. It's only 5 minutes, sir.
Yes, yes, please. Because Chaturanga sir, what happened? Mrityunjay will also where there will I will also send this sir.
You will
Or
stay. No, you will also be there in that presentation, is it?
yes, it's possible by Mrityunjay. They will.
Yeah. So Mrityunjay is going to make presentation where in his college, no?
No, sir. It's an online institution, All India Association of Physics. So they are conducting an symposium, 1 day symposium. So in it,
Mhm.
the UG, PG, and Masters PhD students, everyone can present their presentations. The MSc people, they can present the internships and projects, and we UG people can present any ideas, like which one we have based on physics.
Okay. So what Pankaj ji is asking you that
Yes,
is it a PDF file or a PPT file?
it's a PPT file, sir, but I can convert it to PDF.
Yeah, you convert it into PDF, then it will be easier, isn't it, Pankaj ji?
Yes, 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 sir.
Okay, sir,
Yeah,
I can send you a PDF
yeah.
file.
So if you send it today, then I
I'll send
usually
it just now.
sleep at 11:30 or 12 or something like that. Then or tomorrow morning I can see it.
Sure, sir. I'm sending it right now.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Uh, So Pankaj ji,
Yes, sir.
so should we now leave actually because I have to
Yes,
attend
sir.
few
Now
calls
change.
now actually. Yeah,
Yes. Oh,
but
okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
it was nice Maybe I'll try to join you tomorrow when you all sing songs that I want to hear just.
Yes, thank you, sir. Okay.
Okay, good.
So
So wish you
Mrityunjay
all
ji,
the best.
please tell
Good
me.
night to everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night, sir.
Hello.
I'm sending you, sir. Good night,
Okay.
sir.
Good night.
Okay.
Good
All the
night.
best wishes to everyone.
Thank you, sir.